to all the world that in America, the people will govern.
This body is now ready to vote in General Assembly. Major Jackson will now read the final draft of the Constitution of the United States.
We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Article 1, Section 1. All legislative powers herein granted shall be vested in a Congress of the United States, which shall consist of a Senate and House of Representatives. The House of Representatives shall be composed of members chosen by secondary danger as will not admit of delay. The executive power shall be vested in a President of the United States of America. He shall hold his office during the term of 4 years, and together with the vice and misdemeanors. The judicial power of the United States shall be vested in one Supreme Court, and in such inferior courts as the Congress may from time to time not be convened against domestic violence. The Congress, whenever 2/3 of both houses shall deem it necessary, shall propose amendments to this Constitution, or on the application of the legislature of 2/3 of the several states shall be made under the authority of the United States, shall be the supreme law of the land. The senators and representatives before mentioned will make recommendations to support this Constitution, but no religious test shall ever be required as a qualification to any office or public trust under the United States. The ratification of the conventions of 9 states shall be sufficient for the establishment of this Constitution before the states done in convention by the unanimous consent of the states present, the 17th day of September in the year of our Lord, 1787, and of the independence of the United States of America, the 12th.
Thank you, Major Jackson.
Mr. President.
Dr. Franklin.
I confess there are parts of this Constitution I do not yet approve, but I am not sure I shall never approve of them. Because the older I grow, the more I doubt my own judgment and pay attention to the judgment of others. When you get together a group of men to take advantage of their wisdom, of course you get all their passions and their prejudices, their errors and their selfish views. Can a perfect production be expected from this? I am astonished to find it approaching so near perfection as it does. Yes, gentlemen, yes, I consent to this Constitution, and I urge all others to do so, because I expect none better, and I'm not sure it is not the best.
Thank you, Dr. Franklin. We will now vote on whether or not to accept the Constitution. Gentlemen, this vote will be binding. New Hampshire.
Aye.
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts votes aye.
Connecticut.
Mr. President, Connecticut is pleased with the compromises of this body. She votes aye.
New Jersey.
Aye.
Pennsylvania.
Aye.
Delaware.
Aye.
Maryland.
Aye.
Virginia.
Virginia votes aye. Colonel Mason is accepted.
Colonel Mason?
Mr. President, I've been wrestling with myself the last several days, and I feel duty-bound to say that I would sooner chop off my right hand than put it to the Constitution as it now stands.
But why, sir?
There's no Declaration of Rights in this document.
The
This comes very late, sir, when we are on the verge of concluding our business. If you feel so strongly on this point, sir, why did you not mention it sooner?
I feel that such a bill could be prepared in a few hours.
Mr. President,
Mr. Sherman of Connecticut.
we don't need a Bill of Rights in the Constitution because all the states have already got one.
Mr. Sherman is correct. We have written this Constitution with the express intent of protecting the people from the...
Nevertheless, generations of Americans yet unborn will look back to us for protection of their rights. We must not fail them.
Thank you, Colonel. This convention appreciates your candor. I express my personal regret, sir, that you cannot find yourself a friend to this document.
Mr. President, I also accept myself.
But you presented the Virginia plans.
I have many reservations as to the form in which it has been cast. I know I am taking a step which may be the most awful of my life, but it is dictated by my conscience.
Your exception is noted, sir. Well, gentlemen, shall we proceed with the roll call? North Carolina.
North Carolina votes aye.
South Carolina.
Aye.
Georgia.
Aye.
Unanimously, 11 states to none, this convention has, on this day, September 17th, 1787, voted to accept as its ruling document the Constitution of the United States.
Mr. President,
Mr. Hamilton.
though I am unable to vote on the motion, I will sign the Constitution so that New York may be represented on so important a document. If I might be allowed that honor.
Indeed you may, sir. Well, what remains for us to do is sign. This is, for me, a great moment. I've prayed for it, and I will continue to pray for the success of this document, for I believe it to be the hope of this country.
General, painters have found it difficult to distinguish in their art a rising sun from a setting sun. In the midst of my hopes and fears during this convention, I've often looked at the sun on the president's chair without being able to tell whether it was rising or setting. But now I have the happiness to know it is a rising sun.
we faced a task more difficult than can be conceived by those who were not concerned in its execution. Men of different minds and diverse opinions came together to debate our great cause, and yet the degree of concord which ultimately prevailed was a miracle.